If you have ever dealt with gut issues, whether that be bloating, flatulence, discomfort after eating certain foods, not only can it be really frustrating, it can actually be quite embarrassing too. I'm always someone who's had quite a sensitive stomach. I definitely have to be careful with the foods that I eat if I want to keep my digestive system working regularly, if you know what I mean. And I can certainly be the type of person who can flare up, sometimes looking as much as 6 months pregnant after eating certain foods. So when I saw Happy Mammoth's Complete Gut Repair, I knew it was a product I wanted to try. I've been a fan of the Happy Mammoth products ever since I tried out their Hormone Harmony. I will link to some of the other Happy Mammoth reviews that I have done in the past. Now, I have to caveat and say that if you do have severe digestive issues, you should always go and see a medical practitioner and maybe get some investigation and looking at getting some tests done. But I also know how hard it can be to pinpoint whether it is just certain foods that trigger certain things. I did do a video on a food sensitivity test. It didn't quite go to plan. So although I know that there are some trigger foods that definitely make me worse than others, I wanted to see if this product could really help me kind of navigate. Of course, yes, we want to take out specific trigger foods, but ultimately we want to be able to repair our gut so that we can live kind of a normal life without having to experience these episodes of like severe bloating. So the Complete Gut Repair is designed to soothe the gut, reduce bloating, and help restore gut balance so that your body can naturally be able to deal with different types of food without having this severe bloating, and that is really the goal. And I always have to preface this and say this is not going to be like some magic fix that means that you can still eat a load of junk and expect your gut to improve. You have to always build any supplementation protocol in with making changes and improvements to your diet. If you don't know where to start with your health habits, then do check out my free 5-day kickstart. It is a great place to get started with making improvements to your health that can really support any use if you choose to go along a supplementation protocol. I'll leave the link to my kickstart down below. But back to the Happy Mammoth Gut Repair product. What's inside it and what are these key ingredients designed to do? Starting off, we have hydrolyzed collagen peptides. You may have heard a lot about the benefits of collagen for things like skin, hair and nail, but it's also essential for that tissue rebuilding. And of course, our digestive system essentially is tissue, and collagen has been shown to help support the repairing and rebuilding of the gut lining wall. Ingredient number 2 is L-glycine. L-glycine is naturally found in collagen, but it's been added into this formula to help with its anti-inflammatory process. When we're experiencing irritation within the gut, that's caused by the trigger of a food, which then leads to irritation and inflammation. So this L-glycine is to help soothe and calm down that irritation. Next, we have liposomal vitamin C. Now, vitamin C is essential for the absorption of collagen. And of course, there's going to be some benefits for immune support from vitamin C, but this essentially is making sure that the collagen that's within the product is more bioavailable, meaning that your body can better absorb it and utilize it. And then the next one is actually a prebiotic. So it's inulin from chicory root. Now this acts as a fiber and a prebiotic. You've probably heard a lot about probiotics, but prebiotics are what actually feeds the gut and feeds the beneficial bacteria in the gut. And it can be a little bit more gentle than an actual probiotic. And of course, with the high fiber content, it's going to help with that digestive system, especially if you're someone who struggles to go to the toilet regularly. Going for a regular number 2 is a sign of good health. So if you are not doing that, then definitely fiber is an area that needs to be considered. When I originally took the Complete Belly Reset, within that first week, I did get severe bloating and very, very gassy. And I was happy to say when I took the Gut Repair, that bloating did not happen. I cannot say the same about the gassiness, and I might have been called toxic by my children several times. So there was a definite shift of things that were happening. There was definitely a little bit more flatulence, and it was not completely pleasant. There was definitely some changes going on within my gut. However, after taking it for more than a month, I can just happily say that that is not the case anymore. So since been taking it, there has been a major reduction in my bloating. I don't think that I have had a massive bloating episode from food. Now, I have to caveat that, like I said at the beginning, I do have PCOS, and there are certain times around my menstrual cycle when I can still get bloating, but I've been very mindful to kind of keep in check around the foods that I'm eating. And as a woman, there's a distinct difference in feeling when it is a digestive bloating versus an hormonal bloating. From keeping my own personal record since taking this, I haven't experienced that severe bloating because of food. And even when I've gone away on holiday, when I was drinking more beers, we went to Belgium, and knowing my own body, beer is definitely one of those foods that I am still quite sensitive to. However, I found that I can now better tolerate a little bit better things like bread, wheat and gluten, which I do kind of sometimes have sensitivities to. I can find that I'm now a little bit more tolerant to those foods, so there's far less bloating. It was incredibly gentle on my stomach, more gentle than what I found the complete belly reset was. The other thing that I also love about this product is that inclusion of collagen. I was someone who used to take collagen separately. I don't take that anymore because it is already within this formula. And with that vitamin C, again, something that I don't have to take as extra. It's all into that one formulation, and taking it over the time span that I've taken it. And of course, I can't give any conclusive evidence of whether there has been a healing to my gut lining. All I know that is the digestive issues that I had previously and had for a very long period of time are now far more reduced and nowhere near as regular as what they used to be. I can still have a flare up from time to time, but I've been taking this quite consistently for a few months now. I simply take this once a day. I put it in with my morning smoothie, and I am still continuing to take my Happy Mammoth Hormone Harmony. Again, I would generally have that in the morning. These together, morning smoothie, Hormone Harmony, and that helps to really keep me balanced. Because there is collagen in there also, it's also adding my protein intake. I know some people will say that collagen is not a complete protein and it shouldn't be included in your overall protein intake, but I'm going to add it in there. I also have a protein powder in there to make sure that I'm getting the amount of protein that I need within my breakfast. And another thing that I really like about the Happy Mammoth products is that there's a big thing going around at the moment about things like protein powders having heavy metals such as leads in. Happy Mammoth products are all tested for heavy metals to make sure that they are not seeping into their products. So it's a little bit more of a reassurance that this is a high quality. So again, I have to say I've had a really positive experience with this. I think the things that we need to keep in mind that, again, there's going to be individuality from one person to the next. If you've been struggling with digestive issues, it is definitely worth having a try and seeing how it works for you. It is a higher end and premium product. One single tub on its own, as a one-time purchase, it is quite expensive. It is up towards, I'm looking in euros, it's like 60 euros. You can get a discount if you subscribe, and I actually have a discount code for my viewers, which is Happy Emma. If you put that in at checkout, that will get you 15% off your purchase. But going in with that mentality of not using this as being the magic pill, please utilize this alongside making improvements in your diet. Utilize a really mindful approach to your food, making mental notes of what your personal triggers are around certain foods. If we can remove those whilst you are using a product like this, you may get to the point where your body is better able to support itself. And with the use and the repair of the gut repair, hope is that one day that you can start to introduce these foods back in when your body has gone through a process of healing. So has it been worth it for me? For me, absolutely. After years of digestive discomfort and having sensitivities to more foods, yes, there are some foods that I still try to avoid. But hey, I'm human. None of us are perfect. And if there is the odd time when I choose to have something, I found that my body's now better able to deal with that. I feel that my digestive system is a lot calmer. There's a reduction in bloating and just generally feeling a lot more comfortable. There hasn't really been significant weight loss. I talked about on my previous video. I have been able to lose a little bit of weight, but that is always going to come again from making better food choices and ensuring that you are within a calorie deficit if you really want this product to work alongside. So again, this has been another product that I have personally enjoyed and found benefit from and do still continue to use, and have paid my own money to be able to keep on purchasing these products. If you have any further questions about this or any of the other Happy Mammoth products, then please do put them down in the comments, and until the next one.